100%. There's not. And so we all have opinions. And
no, I agree with everything you fucking say, Nicole. Everything.
Huh?
I agree with you everything you say all the time.
No, there's no way. You disagree with me all the time. What are you talking about?
I'm being sarcastic, and you should know this.
Oh, okay. No.
You're like, there's no two people in the whole world who agree on everything all the time.
There's not, man.
There's not. Even twins. I feel like even twins don't do that.
Then why fight with people over difference of opinion? Or difference of belief? Whatever the case is, why fight over that? Everybody should be allowed to have their own perception. You having your own perception is what keeps you free. That's what keeps you free.
Yeah, absolutely. You should be a critical thinker at all times. In all time. First of all, don't panic. Okay? It doesn't matter what the news is telling you, what your best friend is telling you, what the fucking person down the street is telling you. Don't panic. People be panicking, and that's how motherfuckers die. Because they, run into a wall, run into the traffic, run into freaking a bag of snakes. Who knows? They just don't even be paying attention because they're so panicked. And that's what the media is trying to do right now, is to keep us in a constant state.
No. The media is panicking, is what's going on. All of them are panicking.
Yes, now. And what they've been trying to do.
Unfold and laugh because we've been waiting. We've been waiting for this, So, and it's funny because, you've got a group of people that are like, this is what we've been waiting for. And I'm panicking. And then we got another group of people that are, unfortunately, still instilled with the fear that the media is trying to put out because they're panicking.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say, is they've been so, trying to keep you in this state of panic that you are in a fog, what they call the fog of war. There's bombs going off left and right, bomb here, bomb here, bomb here, bomb here. And you don't have a moment to focus. Because
you know what's crazy about all that? I feel like if Papa Vaca, right? I'm going to say that because if your live isn't going to get taken down already for some of the things we've said, I don't want it to be for this. But so if Papa Vaca wanted to take out something or a whole country, he could have done it. And there's so much more to this that I probably didn't even brought it up because he made a good point though. Our news is reporting that 5 people out of over 200 died. And if he wanted to, if his motive was to just take out everybody, then why would only 5 out of over 200 unfortunately? And don't get me wrong, there's innocent people, but there's been innocent people over there for decades, and especially the last 8 years that their own, I don't even want to get too, I just don't want you to lose your channel, Fuck
this channel!
But, so I'm trying to be really careful on how I say this because we had to get smart. We had to start using different words and stuff just so we can still get information out there. And
right here, this is the information right here. Everybody needs to be listening to
the turnaround, or what do they call that? The rebound rate of how quickly we've seen the truth. I follow George News, y'all. George News on Telegram.
George News on Telegram is the shit. If you want real information, yeah, I agree.
George News I've been following for over 3 years. The only reason that I continue to follow them is because everything that they've put out is it's always panned out to what they're sharing. And a lot of the information you can find on, government websites and stuff like that. So I follow George News, and they never let me down. And another person I really like, too, oh, my gosh, y'all, you got to check out Garrett Ziegler on Telegram or Truth.
Yeah.
For Truth Social he's on.
Mm-hmm.
On Telegram, I'm looking it up right now. just so you guys know, because unfortunately they make a lot of fake accounts, but the one on Telegram, he has over 143,000 followers. That would be the correct Garrett Ziegler page. He is.
If you don't have Telegram, you need to download Telegram right now. If you want to.
Garrett Ziegler worked under the Trump administration. He actually assisted writing the executive orders and such, amongst many other things, I'm sure. I've been paying attention to him for at least a year now, right around a year. He founded Marco Polo, which is the research team that he created and works with to go through all of the emails.
This is Garrett Ziegler?
Laptop, all of the text messages, everything. And he puts it out in a way that that's easy to understand. You can actually look at the information yourself. He provides the information to look at it for yourself. Now, he does it in a way where he's not showing unfortunately, I'm not going to say if, we know there is, he's not showing any kind of God, I hate talking about the kid part, man. I hate talking
the pedos?
It's just because I don't want to say it and it just sounds so normal, they're like normal people.
Dude, that's just like being the Satanist. The Satanist shit, okay? Do you feel like it too? I feel like it too. Like, people, they just be, the Department of Justice is working with the Satanists, or the Church of Satan put out a freaking statement, and we just all act like, oh, that's cool, no problem. No, they totally have freedom of religion. I mean,
I don't know, do they? Because I'm pretty sure a ton
somebody
of
help me
churches
here.
will be burned in 2020. And I'm not a religious person. I'm spiritual. I'm a spiritual person in the sense that I believe in we got here somehow, right? I look at, just to get a little personal with my own personal beliefs,
yeah.
I look at God as an energy source. I believe that energy is what God is. I believe that when we all work together, that's God. And there's this ball of energy out there that we all come from somehow. And I don't know if friggin' Earth is some kind of prison planet, or if we're going to be able to change things here and reverse whatever the heck has happened. But there is a spiritual side to all of this.
Absolutely. I agree with you there. There's a spiritual war going on. It's so funny because I happen to be a fan of Supernatural, the TV show, and a lot of what we're going through right now, especially with the whole spiritual war and our reluctance to okay, so let me back this up. Let me back this up a second.
I just watched it, not to cut you off real quick.
But you're gonna cut me off real quick?
HBO Max. There's a show called His Dark Materials.
Yep.
It's a really cool show in the sense that it shows you, it kind of gives you a better idea as to how the line in this show at the end was that there's a few different worlds in this show, and they were talking about one world and said this world lives off of consumerism, and this world, and they no longer are faith-based. And it's but there's so much more to the show than that. But that was my favorite part of it, and it's so true. We are. And that's
kind of where I was going with it.
Consumerism. We don't live off of faith anymore.
Nope.
And I think that's terrible.
It is terrible. And what's even more terrible about it is under Stalin in the USSR, Soviet Union, whatever the heck it was at that time, the whole country was atheists. They pushed to give up your gods, give up your religious belief. Don't believe in anything higher than what's happening right now in front of you. Don't put your faith, don't have any faith. What is this faith? You shouldn't have faith. Just believe what I'm saying and buy what I want you to buy. And that's it. Don't, there's nothing more to this life. And what gets me is that these same people are trying to live forever through different transhumanism ways. And I feel like they're just trying to... Yep.
I found a patent in 2013. I was just looking for stuff. I always just look for stuff. But I found a patent, and I don't think it was active or anything. I know it's not now, but even back then. But it literally said that the goal was to achieve immortality, and it had pictures of like the chip in the forehead, and it was insane. The whole thing was insane.
And when did you find this? When did you find it?
Or another, huh?
When did you find it?
In 2013.
In 2013.
I mean, and I forget the dates of when that was actually started too, but it was before 2013, that's for sure. It was older.
It's just crazy.
But
like,
anyway,
they don't even be hiding shit anymore. They just tell you straight up. Like, look at Biden the other day.
I was studying 2030 sustainable development. I never heard of it. I heard of Agenda 21, but in 2020 I had heard Bill Gates. Well, actually, there was a Chinese blog. Mm-hmm. And I translated it because I had seen a couple words, and it was Bill Gates, NWO or something, Fauci, and I was trying to find something out in 2020 about if that court case stuff that we'd seen was real. So I was like, let me translate this. So I translated this whole blog, and I'm reading it, and in 2030 sustainable development was mentioned. And so I was like, what the hell is that? So I looked it up on the UN website, okay? And all this information is there. And I'm like, this is like a pre-recipe of you're going to live here. You're going to get this much food. You can only have this many kids. And we might move other families in with you sometimes. And
oh, like, my God.
And I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. So one day I'm just searching. And I'm like, I don't know what it was, or something like, look up blueprints for 2070. And I'm like, okay. So I go and I type in, and I'm like, 2070 sustainable development blueprints. And I kid you not, it brought up blueprints for 2070 sustainable city. And it was stamp marked with Habitat 3. And I'm like, well, what is Habitat 3? Like, this is basically who shares these blueprints. Mm-hmm. So I go and I look, and Habitat 3 is a ton of different UN organizations.
Oh, of course they are.
And then I'm like, well, who's Habitat 2? Right? So I'm like, let me look up Habitat 2. And then I looked up Habitat 1. And it's weird because the first one was whenever, I think it might have been like 76 or something. But the point was every 20 years they met and had a meeting regarding whatever Habitat 1, 2, and 3 wanted to discuss. And for Habitat 3, it was 2070 blueprint of a sustainable city. And I'm like, and I mean, they had it all mapped out. I'm like, these people think they have that much control of our lives that they're mapping out cities in 2070 under this 2030 sustainable development idea and narrative that they want.
God.
And it includes a one world government. And it's just like, no, this is not going to happen. You guys are crazy.
You know what? Let me sign up. I'm going to sign up right now. Let me sign up. I totally want to be part of the one world government. And can I have the mark of the beast? Oh, and can I be part of your social credit network? Right now, please. What is wrong with these people? Like,
I don't know, man.
I mean, come on.
They knew they got it in a bag, and that's
not me. James says not me.
Come into play.
James also said our president in this administration reminds me of Don't Look Up, the movie Don't Look Up. Listen, James, there's a lot. Let me tell you. Okay. I'm just going to say this. Apophis. Look it up.
Oh my God. Don't even go there.
Hey, I don't care. You can totally not agree with Apophis. I'm down. You don't have to. But I've seen the actual physical data.
There's still fear that went away. Like, if you want to look anything up, look up the 2020 election and how it was rigged and figure out what we're going to do together as people to fix it. That's what we need to be talking about.
You know what? Honestly, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I don't know how anybody can have any kind of trust in this coming election that we're supposed to have this big red wave and we're supposed to completely take over everything and blah, 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 blah. Who the fuck cares? How can we trust a goddamn single vote at this point? Listen, in my personal opinion, I feel like we need to go back to rocks. All right? Colored freaking rocks. All right? And that's it. You can't mess with it. Everybody come to the town hall.